Alright guys, I want to welcome you back to another fantastic Warframe video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys my top 5 best Warframes in Warframe. I'm going to show you guys my builds and some of the weapons that I use with them. But without further ado, let's just hop into this. So starting off with number 5, we have Protea, or however you want to pronounce her. She's really good. She is absolutely insane. She has one of the best helmet abilities in my opinion. And she looks cool, except for her vanilla skin. Her deluxe skin is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Look at that. It's so sick. Anyways, this is my fashion frame that I play with. When I do play with her, I use this. I think she looks pretty sick. I'll show you my attachments. I'm running full MUG Prime parts. I got the shoulder pads, the leg guards, and the chest plate. Really sick. If you don't know what this Prime set is from, this is from the Chroma Prime pack. So this is Chroma Prime's actual armor. And the next time that set comes around, or the next time that Chroma Prime is unvaulted, I highly encourage you guys, pick this setup. Okay? This Prime armor set is just, I think this is the best Prime armor in the game. I'm just saying that. I think it's the best looking. In terms of all of the parts, like the legs, shoulders, and the chest, everything looks fantastic. I have the Kyruna Ephemera, which you get from one of the Sisters of Parvos. So that's pretty sick. Sometimes I'll run this. The Gloriana Ephemera, I think looks pretty cool. And then I have the Capella Prime Sayandana. This is from Banshee Prime's Prime attachments. I think it looks pretty cool. So that's my fashion frame for Protea. This is her build, not that one. I have 2 builds for Protea. These can both be used for Steel Path, Larva build, and the Steel Path build. Steel Path build uses Gloom over her 4, and with this build, it's pretty good. I'm going to show you guys that right quick. Here's my Trumna build. The weapons don't really matter. This is just a Prime, well, not Prime, but this is just a Warframe video. Top 5 Warframes. The weapons don't matter too much. I'm going to use 20 Corrupted Heavy Gunners. They will be Steel Pathified and level 140. That is my max. Alright, first things first, we're going to throw our 3 down. We're going to throw our 1. Throw a few of those. And then we're going to shoot an enemy to get the Growing Power buff. Now we're going to use our 4. I'll also hold down X to get shields. So now when we go over here, the cool thing about this build is that, in case you didn't know, the 4 that I have on Protea is Gloom, which is Sevagoth's 4. No, that's his 3, I think. When you do damage to enemies in the AoE, it's going to give you health if it's damaged. I can't show you that, but as you can see, my 1 strips almost all their armor. So that's pretty sick. Basically what happens is, if you have your 4 on and then your 1, this is doing infinite damage. Like, you're not gonna die. Like, this is like the perfect pair. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect pair. Like, I haven't even shot my gun. Well, I did kind of, but everyone's about to die. Like, it's crazy, you know? It's actually crazy. So, yeah, this is a really, really good build for Protea. Kill them. I'm going to show you guys something crazy. If I really wanted to, I'm going to spawn in everyone. I'm just going to throw my 1 down. So check this out, right? I have like a gajillion shrapnel grenades. That enemy's armor is gone because of my Kavat. But look how much damage is being dealt to these guys. Like, do you see this, guys? This is insane. You can just spam her 1 and just kill enemies. Like, it's crazy. This can actually be even more insane if you have this mod. I'm gonna show you guys this mod. If you can get this mod, what this mod, or not mod, I'm sorry, this augment, or not augment, arcane, this is a lot. You can get an insane amount. What is this right here? You can get an insane amount of ability strength. Like, it's crazy, guys. That's like an additional 60%. My math might be wrong, but yeah, that's crazy, okay? I'm gonna show you guys my other build for Protea right quick. This is the larva build. I subsumed Nidus's 2 on Protea's 4. What this build does, you can also use this build on Steel Path Survival. It might not be as comfortable. You might have to work a little harder. But I'm gonna show you guys this. This is gonna be insane. Okay, ready for this? I'm going to use my 1. I'm gonna use my 1 twice. And then I'm gonna go up here, use my 4. And then I'm gonna use my 2. You see how quickly they just died? There's no one in here except this dude. So it's funny. I didn't even use growing power for this. I'm gonna do this again. Ready? I throw 2 of these down. I'm going to use my 4. Shoot enemy to get growing power activated, and then use my 2. Watch this. And they're dead. They're dead. Did you guys see that? They're dead. Let's try that again, shall we? Throw a few of these. Use a 4. Growing power. 2. And they're dead. It took like, what, 10 seconds? And they're dead. So, in case you didn't realize, Protea is pretty good. So, you should use her. For my number 4... Mesa Prime. Mesa Prime, well, Mesa in general, is a pretty good Warframe, if I do say so myself. She is not my favorite, which is why she's my number 4, but she's really good. And I'm gonna show you guys her fashion frame right quick. I am also running, you guessed it, MUG Prime attachments, because it just looks good. I am using the Umbra chest plate because I think it looks clean on her, but I'll just throw on the entire set for now because it does look better. But yeah. In fact, I am running the entire Chroma Prime accessory pack on her. Literally, like her Sandana is the Chroma Prime Sandana. So, like, I think he has the best Prime attachments. Like, he really does. I believe the Presido skin is her deluxe skin, so I am running her Presido skin. Her Prime skin, oh, look at that. Her Prime skin is really nice, but I just prefer the textures and the colors. But I am running her Prime helmet. The Presido helmet is okay, but I prefer the Prime helmet because I like her little, like a bandana, I guess, or ponytail. I'm not really sure what that is, but I think it looks better. I am not using her vanilla abilities. I am using Pillage for her 1. Pillage is imperative for this build. This build would be even insane, or even more insane if I had, you guessed it, Molt Augment. I would replace Arcane Velocity, because Arcane Energize is kind of important on her, because you're going to be using her 4 a lot, if not all the time. So I would throw on Molt Augmented because you would get like an insane amount of ability strength, and that's very important to have. Okay, but yeah, here is the build. So I am obviously running this without a melee weapon because you don't use a melee weapon on Mesa. That's just how that goes. I'm only running this because it gives me additional capacity. And as you can see here, I really need that. So let's just hop right to it. Look at all that health over there. That's crazy. So first things first, use her 2. This will, I believe this knocks all the weapons from enemies. Like it gets rid of their weapons, so that's pretty cool. And her 3 is Shadow Shield, which basically makes you invincible. As long as no one hits you physically. If you are getting attacked by butchers, you're gonna die. So yeah, keep that in mind. Let's show this off. I usually cast her 1, 2 times. And then I wait for that one. Now I use my 4. Watch this. Okay. That was pretty cool, right? Keep in mind, if I had Molt augmented, that would have gone much quicker. Let's do that again, shall we? These are 1, 2, 3. These are 1 again. And we go to town. There we go. And there's someone behind the wall. I highly encourage you use pillage as much as possible so you can really just delete enemy armor. But Mesa's really good. Okay, she is just really good. You can't go wrong with her. I highly encourage you guys to check out Brozyme's latest build on Mesa because his build is even more ridiculous than mine's. But this is good enough. And if you know what you're doing, you will last like 3 hours in Kuva Survival Steel Path, no problem. So, yeah. Number 3. Yeah, I bet you guys weren't thinking about this guy, were you? Zaku is a very interesting Warframe. I don't know if anyone plays as Zaku, but you should, because he's really, really good. So I have the darkest energy possible. I am using the PSIV palette, and this black in particular is so black to the point where you can't really see anything. And it looks really good, specifically on Zaku, because if you use his 4th ability, he becomes a skeleton, right? If you have the darkest ability color, you can still kind of see it, but not really. When you're playing the game, you really don't see this, and he looks just like a regular skeleton. If I go to one of my other, I'll show you guys. This is how he looks normally. Like if you change any other like energy color, there will be these white tendrils around him, and it doesn't look all that cool. I mean, it kind of looks cool, but this looks even more sinister. So his attachments, you guessed it, MUG Prime. Really nice. Syndana, I'm using the Protovire Apex Syndana. I think this looks really nice on him. This might look a little better because it shows a little bit more. This build is really, really, really good. I do say so myself. I highly encourage you guys stick with these 2 arcanes. Arcane Energize is imperative with him because I actually have Condemn on his 1, which gives you an insane amount of energy, or not energy, I'm sorry, an insane amount of shields. And what goes great with an insane amount of shields? Arcane Aegis. Alright? This is a no-brainer. You gotta use this. The only other exception would be Arcane Barrier, but I mean, if you really wanted to, you could swap this out with Arcane Barrier and have Arcane Aegis, and you're like ridiculous. But I only really encourage those two Arcanes to go on Hildren, because she is the shield goddess. But yeah, this is his build. You want range. That's what you really want. You want range, okay? You probably are wondering, why am I not using any Crimson Shards or, you know, Amber Shards or any of those Archon Shards, right? First of all, I've only done like one Archon hunt. So that's one thing to take into consideration. If I did have Archon Shards on Zaku, however, I would have like 3 duration Crimson Shards, and then the rest would be into Strength or perhaps Energy. So if you have those and you also have a build similar to this, I highly encourage you throw those duration shards on. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the insanity, the absolute carnage that Zaku deals. All right. So ideally, what you want to do first, cast your 1. I apologize that you can't see. You know, let me just do this right quick. Just so you guys can actually see his abilities. I'll do blue. There we go. So, when you hit an enemy with the 1, you get a certain amount of shields. I forget what number that is, but if you hit like 30 enemies, you're getting like 2,000 shields. It's ridiculous. So that's what you want to do first. You always want to just spam your 1, because you do not want enemies hitting you. So let's do this, shall we? Also, for his 3, you always want Gaze. Gaze is the one that you want. What this does is when you cast it on an enemy, anybody around that enemy, their armor is gone. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Let's do this, shall we? You see why range is so important? Now I'm gonna use his 3. You guys ready for this insanity? His 2 takes away weapons. Watch this. Isn't that crazy? His 4 gives you an insane amount of dodge chance. And it makes you run faster. No, just kidding. It freezes your ability duration, which is absolutely insane. So you're probably wondering, wow, that wasn't all that fast, right? Well, here's the thing. I was just talking so I can demonstrate this to you guys. But I'm going to actually show you guys how I do this. You ready for this? Let's get this. Take everyone's weapons. Gaze. You can just stand here. You know? You can just stand here and like do nothing. So yeah, that's pretty good if I do say so myself. Keep in mind, those are heavily armored heavy gunners. So if you have like fodder enemies, they're going to get obliterated with the 2. In a perfect world, you're not going to have a million heavy gunners. You're going to have mostly fodder and, you know, well, just that, mostly fodder and some Eximus. And they're going to die ridiculously fast. So, yeah, that's Zaku. Absolutely insane. I highly encourage you guys to try this build out. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Zephyr Prime. Zephyr's really good, in case you guys didn't know that. She's really good. Zephyr is ridiculous. Okay? She's really good. This is my Batman fashion frame because I think it looks pretty sick. So yeah. Usually I'd run like this, or this one right here. But I like the all black. All right, it looks sick. It looks pretty sick. I am running her deluxe skin, which is the Harrier skin, which is absolutely beautiful. It reminds me something out of like Gundam or something, like Power Rangers, I guess. But really cool. The attachments. I am running the Fracta shoulder guards because they look pretty cool. They make her look a little more buff. I am running the MUG leg plates. I am not running a chest plate because I like the way her, like, I guess this is like a jacket of some sort, but I like the way this looks. And for the ephemera, I am running the Gloriana ephemera. You can run whatever the heck you want. I just think the Gloriana ephemera looks nice. You could even, ooh, these are actually pretty nice. But yeah, I like this. And then we have the Rapala Sandana, which really adds to that Batman theme. Also, a pretty good build if I do say so myself. We got Vitality here. Archon Vitality is the one you want, I guess. But this is the build I'm running. Really, really good build. If I were to throw on Archon shards, I would definitely throw on like 2 or 3 health shards and then maybe some energy. But yeah, this is the build. This is Zephyr Prime. I do not have any abilities subsumed on her because I think her entire kit is perfect. So let's do this. I'm gonna jump up here, group them together, use her 4. One thing to note. The primary that you use for Zephyr is very, very important. As you see there, that took like 5 seconds and they all died. So that's insane, right? I should probably show you guys my primary build. This is the Tenet Archiplasmor, which is Zephyr's signature weapon. All right, you really want to have this gun with her because it makes her entire kit just even more ridiculous. This is my build for the Tenet Archiplasmor. I have 1 Forma. I have a fully maxed out primary Merciless, which is very important on this gun. This basically makes this gun ridiculous. On top of all of the Galvanized mods. Galvanized Savvy gives you increased status chance. And you have the set bonus. You get like 32.7% extra damage per status type. And we have a lot of statuses, so that's ridiculous. Galvanized Hell is also ridiculously good. So yeah, this is a really good build. This is probably, dare I say, the ideal build for the Tenet Archiplasmor. So yeah, copy this build and you will not be disappointed. So back to the regularly scheduled program. Let's get back into this. Hop up here, hold R1, group them together. That stupid healer is stopping them from going in the tornado. But as you see here, they are all dead. They're dead. You know, Zephyr is just really freaking good. Like, you can get her extremely early on, and you can main her forever because she is that good. She really is that good. What you really want to do though is you actually don't really want to shoot the enemies themselves. You want to shoot the tornadoes. So what I do is I shoot the bottom of the tornadoes like this. I shoot the floor. That's really what you want to do, because what happens is whatever status you hit the tornado with, the tornado gets the status. So I have like 5 statuses on the shotgun, and when you hit the tornadoes, they get all of those statuses, which is ridiculous. Let me show you guys this one more time. Also, I didn't even use my 3rd ability, which basically makes you invincible. So, yeah. Let's do this again. I'm gonna get rid of the healer right quick. Now use our 4. Use our 2 to group them all together. Shoot the bottom. And they're pretty much dead. This guy's straggler. Is he dead? No. There we go. Yeah, Zephyr Prime is really good, guys. She's really good. I'm Batman. Also, fun fact, if you didn't know this, when you hold her 1 midair, you float in the air like this and you can move around. You do not fall at all unless you roll out of it like this. But if you slide mid-air like this, you will go a little faster. Just in case you didn't know that. So yeah, that's pretty sick. But I do have a few honorable mentions, alright? Honorable mention number 1 goes to Gara. I love Gara. Gara's really good. She is borderline OP, if not OP, actually. So, what does Gara do? You put her 2 on herself. And if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, we have 325 damage. That damage stacks infinitely. Cast 4. Use the 1 to break the 4. And guess what? 325 damage is now 1300 damage. We rinse and repeat this. Watch the damage just go up. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much all Gara does. This basically makes you invincible. If you have, I'll show you my build in a second, but if you have the typical star chart levels, I'll just do like level 55. That's like the highest, I think. Watch this for a second, guys. Just check this out. I'm just gonna walk into these guys. And you guys see this? Are you guys witnessing this ridiculousness right now? Gara's pretty good, if I do say so myself. We keep stacking our 1, or I'm sorry, our 2, so we can do even more damage. Gara's pretty good, guys. If you are in a mission for like a good 20-30 minutes, even more than that, if you can keep stacking her 2 up, the damage that you're going to be doing by the end of the game is like 100,000, 500,000. You're going to be doing like 500,000 damage. That's so much damage to the point where you will literally insta-kill any enemy in the game. Gara's really good. Here's her build. I would put like 3, maybe 4 strength archons or archon shards, and then maybe 1 or 2 duration, but you don't really need that. I would probably put like just freaking a whole bunch of crimson shards for ability strength. That's what I would put in here. If you had Molt augmented, guys, and you were stacking up for 2, you would probably be putting like 25,000 damage every refresh. Like, you'll be having so much ability strength, it's ridiculous. Also, her attachments, you guessed it, MEG Prime parts, and I have the Fracta shoulder guards. This is also Gara Prime, so this is her Prime armor, or her Prime skin. She was runner-up for number 2, but Zephyr is just freaking amazing. Alright, honorable mention, I'll throw on Rhino. Rhino is really good at this game, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna show you this build right quick, and then I'm gonna get to my number 1. This build uses Larva. Why in the world would you have a Larva on Rhino? I'll get to that in a second. Iron Shrapnel. This basically allows you to re-enable Rhinos 2 without having to wait for the timer. Or not the timer, I'm sorry. This allows you to refresh your 2 other than having to wait for it to get completely depleted. So that's amazing. Ironclad charge. You know where I'm going with this, right? Also a rolling guard. So this build is really good. So as you guys already know, if you cast Rhinos 2, that's his iron skin. If you look at the top right hand corner, his iron skin gives you 4,900. Well, this current build I have on gives you just under 5,000 armor. The caster 2, we get just a hair under 5,000. I'm just gonna round up 5,000 armor. And if we get hit a whole bunch of times, that'll probably go up to like 10,000 armor or something crazy. But with Arcane Tinker, you want to deploy your arc gun. As soon as you deploy the arc gun, you get 2,000 armor. Well, guess what happens, guys? You deploy, or, well, it doesn't matter what order you do this in, but user 2, deploy the arc gun, 12,000 armor. But wait, it gets even better than this. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just put a whole bunch of these guys in. Still path them, max level. Hold on 1 second. Let me get rid of all of this. Just take a moment and watch this for a second, guys. And I forgot to... I just... You guys didn't see that. I just embarrassed myself. I thought I did something. I messed up though. So yeah, let's try that again. Keep in mind, I also have growing power, which increases ability strength when you deal status damage to an enemy. Let's try this again. Group them up. Shoot them. User 4. Deploy the arc gun. Look how much armor I have. You see that? You guys see that? Almost 70,000 armor. I actually got an even higher amount in my other video that I did. Let's try this again. Hit them. Deploy that. There we go. Look at that number. 173,000 armor. That is just ridiculous. Alright. That number is just ridiculous. Look how much armor I have up there. That's just ridiculous. Of course, they're going to chew through this armor like it's nothing, but if you're actually playing the game and running around, it's going to take a lot to kill you. Time for our number 1. Also, before we do that, here's my fashion frame. Attachments, we have the Kukri Prime set. Kukri Prime is from Garuda Prime's attachments. I think this looks really good on her, or not her, but on Rhino. He basically looks like the Doom guy, and I think it looks pretty sick. I am running the MUG Prime leg guards, and this skin that I have on is actually his Dex skin. But on to our number 1, as you already guessed it. Ninja Prime. That's right, guys. Ninja Prime has entered the chat. He is my favorite Warframe, and he always will be. Ninja Prime is busted beyond belief. Triple B territory. Alright, that's where we're at right now. We're in Triple B territory. Busted beyond belief. Alright, guys. I am actually running... It's funny, because he's actually the only Warframe I have that actually has Archon shards, so I can actually show you guys. So I have 3 ability strength Crimson shards and 2 blue shards. One is 150 armor, and then the other one is 5 health generated. I actually am leaning more towards just completing this entire chart with just ability strength. So I might do that in the future, but this is what we have for now. 5 Forma in the house. Really, really good. This build is insane. I highly encourage you stick with Arcane Aegis. I think this really adds to his survivability. Arcane Energize is also, in my opinion, very much needed. But if you wanted to, you could replace this with Molt Augmented, which I might do in the future, and then replace like 2 of those shards with the Amber Shards. That gives you energy, or additional energy on pickups, so that's pretty nice. But this is my build. We have Growing Power. Reaping Chakram is critical on this build. You have to have this. It makes him just 10 times better, in my opinion. Well, it's not even an opinion, it's just a fact. He's just better with this augment. Power Drift, we have 246% ability strength, and that is taking into consideration the Crimson Shards that we have on. We have Roar on his 4. This is important. This is where it's at, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the insanity. Let's do this. You see how quickly they died? We needed the fodder to stack our primary Merciless mod up. We have to get that stacked. If we don't have that stacked, it's going to take a little longer to kill enemies. But yeah, that's my top 5 Warframes. I have no idea how long this video is. It's probably a freaking hour or something ridiculous. But yeah, if you guys want to see some more Warframe videos, please let me know in the comment section. And I will catch you all in the next one. Till next time.